What if I told you discipline isn't about willpower? It's not about being stronger, smarter, or more motivated than everyone else. In fact, the truth is much simpler and a little uncomfortable. Your brain doesn't like discipline, it actively resists it. That's why you delay important work, why you scroll instead of focusing, why you promise yourself you'll start tomorrow. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the real issue is your brain is playing by a different set of rules? And what if, instead of fighting it, you could trick it? 1. Why your brain hates discipline. Your brain is designed for survival, not success. Thousands of years ago, survival meant conserving energy and avoiding risk. So your brain evolved to prefer comfort over effort, immediate rewards over delayed ones, familiar habits over new challenges, and discipline. Discipline is the opposite of all three. It asks you to work hard now, delay gratification, step outside your comfort zone. So when you try to be disciplined, your brain sends resistance. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain thinks it's protecting you. 2. The dopamine problem. Let's talk about dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that drives motivation and pleasure. Every time you scroll social media, watch a video, eat junk food, your brain gets an instant dopamine hit. But discipline often gives delayed dopamine. Work now, reward later. And your brain doesn't like that. So it pushes you toward easier, faster rewards. That's why it's so hard to focus. 3. The dopamine hack. Here's the trick: don't remove dopamine. Attach it to discipline. This is called dopamine pairing. For example, only listen to your favorite music while studying. Only drink your favorite coffee while working. Only watch a show after completing tasks. Now your brain starts linking effort with reward. Over time, the task itself becomes enjoyable. 4. Make discipline easy. Most people fail because they start too big. They try to wake up at 5 a.m., work for hours, change everything overnight, and then they quit. Why? Because your brain sees it as too much effort. So instead, make discipline too easy to fail. Start with 5 minutes of work. One small task, one simple habit. Once you start, momentum builds, and momentum beats motivation every time. 5. The 2-minute rule. Here's a powerful rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. No thinking, no delay. This builds action bias. Instead of waiting for motivation, you act first. And action creates momentum. 6. Identity shift. This is where real change happens. Stop saying, I need to be disciplined. Start saying, I am a disciplined person. Why? Because your brain acts based on identity. If you believe you're lazy, you'll act lazy. If you believe you're disciplined, you'll act disciplined. Every small action becomes proof of who you are. 7. Remove temptation. Discipline becomes much easier when temptation is harder to reach. Instead of constantly relying on willpower, which can run out quickly, you can make smart changes to your environment that naturally guide your behavior. Think about it this way. If distractions are always within reach, your brain will keep choosing them. But if you remove or limit those distractions, you make it easier to stay focused without a constant internal struggle. Start with simple changes. Put your phone in another room when you need to work. Use apps that block social media or limit screen time. If you're trying to eat healthier, don't keep junk food nearby. Make the good choices easy and the bad ones inconvenient. 8. Use the streak effect. One of the simplest ways to build discipline is by using the streak effect. Humans naturally dislike breaking a streak once it begins. This psychological tendency can be turned into a powerful tool for consistency. Start by tracking your habits every day. It could be something small: working out, studying, reading, or even completing a task on time. Mark each successful day, day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. As the number grows, your brain begins to value that streak. At this point, something interesting happens. You no longer rely only on motivation. Instead, you feel a strong urge to continue simply because you don't want to break the chain you've built. Missing a day feels like losing progress, and that feeling pushes you to stay consistent. This turns discipline into a game. Instead of forcing yourself to act, you're now playing to maintain your streak. It adds a sense of achievement and momentum to even the smallest habits. In the end, the streak effect works because it makes progress visible and rewarding. When you see your consistency grow day by day, discipline stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a challenge you actually enjoy. 9. Energy matters. Discipline isn't just about mindset, it's deeply connected to your energy levels. When you're exhausted, staying consistent becomes much harder. Low energy often leads to low self-control, making it easier to give in to distractions and avoid effort. When your body is tired, your brain shifts into a kind of survival mode. Instead of focusing on long-term goals, it looks for the quickest and easiest options. That's why, after a long day, you're more likely to procrastinate, skip workouts, or choose comfort over productivity. This is why taking care of your energy is so important. Start with quality sleep because your brain needs rest to function properly and make better decisions. Then focus on nutrition. Eating balanced meals gives your body the fuel it needs to stay active and alert. Don't forget hydration, as even mild dehydration can reduce focus and mental performance. When your energy is high, everything feels easier. You think more clearly, make better choices, and have more control over your actions. In the end, discipline isn't only about pushing yourself harder, it's about supporting your body so it can perform at its best. When your energy is strong, discipline becomes much more natural. 10. Systems over goals. Goals matter. They give you direction, but on their own, they don't create results. What actually drives progress are systems, the daily actions and routines you follow consistently. Think about it this way. A goal like get fit sounds motivating, but it's vague and easy to postpone. A system like work out 30 minutes every day is clear, repeatable, and within your control. The same applies to success. Saying, I want to be successful won't change much, but committing to focused work every day builds real momentum. Systems remove the need for constant decision-making. Instead of asking, do I feel like doing this today? You simply follow your routine. Over time, these small actions compound and produce meaningful results. 11. Reward the process. One of the most effective ways to build discipline is to stop waiting for big results to feel satisfied. Instead, you should learn to enjoy and reward the process itself. Most people only feel happy when they achieve a major goal. But this creates a problem. You stay unhappy most of the time because big results take time. The smarter approach is to recognize and celebrate small wins along the way. For example, if you finish a task, give yourself a small reward. It could be a short break, a snack, or simply allowing yourself to relax for a few minutes. If you stay consistent for a few days, acknowledge your progress and appreciate your effort. 12. Repetition builds discipline. Discipline doesn't appear overnight. It's not something you suddenly wake up with or achieve in a single decision. Instead, it is built slowly and steadily through repetition. Every time you choose to do the difficult thing instead of the easy option, you are training your brain. Each small decision adds up. Whether it's studying instead of scrolling, working instead of procrastinating, or staying consistent when you don't feel like it, these repeated actions matter. So here's the truth. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself. It's about understanding your brain and working with it, not against it. When you make tasks easier, add rewards, remove distractions, build identity, discipline stops feeling like pain and starts feeling natural. So the next time you struggle, don't blame yourself. Just remember, you don't need more willpower. You just need better strategies. Because once you learn how to trick your brain, discipline becomes your superpower.